Hey, what's up, Fernando? We're doing that song, that Boca, that cover song by Astrid Celeste, I believe. All right. Um, yeah, standard tuning. Um, I'll just say this: some of the chords, I'm not. I'll just kind of call them as I think they are. It might be wrong or it might not be. The fingerings are pretty right, but the names of the chords, you might have a different interpretation of them or call them differently. There's a couple ways I think you can see some of these chords. Anyways, here's the intro. This is going to be a long video. That's a lot of different aspects to this, but here's the intro. So that's kind of the first phrase that comes out without the vocals. First chord, what I'm hearing is this, which you could call it a E7 suspended. It could be part of in a larger sense an A chord, but I don't hear the A bass note. I'm hearing this note, the D string. So this is fingered on second fret on the D, second fret on the G, third fret on the E. And then he's playing the two outside strings here, the bottom string and the D string, the fourth string. Let me try and get this hand in there too. So D string, bottom string, and then switching to this shape, which is, you could say that this is part and parcel of the B flat major seventh chord. But how it's voiced here, you could almost call it an F major 7 suspended, maybe. Or F major 7 6. Because we have this D note in it. Not sure. It could be an F major 7 6 note, because it's got the open E. That's F, that's the third fret on the D, second fret on the G, third fret on the B string. And then he's adding that for open bottom string, first finger there. Now I think I'm calling this a B flat sixth chord. There's a sixth and there's the C. So there's the first fret on the B flat, there's the G and a C, so maybe call that a B flat suspended second, possibly. And then to this, that's the B flat, for sure, it's almost the same chord. Adding the third fret to that B string, so it's B flat, F, so first fret, third fret on the D and the G string. First fret is barred on that, playing the first fret of the B string, and then he's moving his pinky over here to the third fret of the B string. Then here's for sure it's an F over a G bass, and then to a G minor, and first finger's barred across the third, the F over G, first finger, first fret of the B, second fret of the G string, third fret of the D string, and I'm using my third finger for the bass note, the third fret of the E string, to the G minor. He's doing this little figure right here, G string, D string, bottom string, G string, D, G string, and then your bottom string. here's your, you could call this a B flat major 7 flat 5. Near as I could tell, to an A7. Otherwise, I don't know how to call this. It could be an A chord with a suspension there. But then how do we account for this B flat? We could say possibly it's a minor second, resolving to that A7. Anybody with any ideas, put them in the comments. All right, so I'll play that again. So now I think he's plucking these three at the same time, and then the bass note. He does that a lot, and you'll see it occur more later in the piece. Now, after that, I'll go over the intro. Just because of uploading these videos, it takes some time. I'll break them up into different sections. So now here's the first verse. A lot of interesting things happening in this song, but here's one of them. Here's a D minor 9th. Then he goes, it's really cool. Then he's gonna, so it's a, there's a 5th fret on the D string, 3rd fret on the D, 5th and 5th on the G and the B respectively. But now watch what he does. That first finger is going to come around and bar that E string, but I'm not sure if he misses the note or if I'm not hearing that in the recording. But what I am hearing is this, taking these 2 fingers off and playing that bar up here. He has this going on. So it's this. He's plucking these 2 strings, I believe, then the bass note on the A string, and then putting these 2 fingers back down. So these fingers come up and then go back down. So here's what it sounds like. To the next chord. Kind of neat. Give it a listen, slow it down, that's what I did. So I was thinking initially it could be, the first one could be this, but with the recording, with the equipment I have, it's kind of hard to tell, but I'm thinking, I'm not hearing that note. I'm hearing this, which would lead me to believe that that's the purpose of barring it. And maybe he didn't miss the G note and he fully intended to hit the D, because he's still implying that chord. Then the next chord, that one on the 1st fret, first fret of the A string, 1st fret of the B, B6, B flat 6, sorry. And I'm plucking the bass note, the A string, and then the bottom 3 to a B flat major 7th. So 1st fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret. After that comes that F over G, and then to the G minor. Does this nice finger picking there on this G minor. And I think what he's doing, I don't think he's strumming, he's playing that bass note and plucking these 3 middle ones, the D, G, and B string. And adding the bottom 5th fret. And that, what I'm doing there is the bottom's the E string, G string, take the pinky off, bottom string again, and then to the B. And then here comes that, what I'm calling, and it very well could be wrong, that B flat major 7th flat 5. think it's got to be. I'm not sure. Throw me some suggestions in the comment box. And now here's so that is just. It's the 3rd fret of the B string, 3rd fret of the G string. He's playing bottom 3 strings mixed with an A bass note. And then he's hitting the B, 2nd B string, E string to the A7. And he's plucking just, I believe, the B string, D string, and A string. And now here's the very cool chord. You'll see it pop up later. It's a B7 sharp 5. And I believe plays it like this. Although I'm not sure in the first verse if he plays it like that. Anyway, so first finger's on the 5th fret of the E string, 3rd finger's on the 7th fret of the A string, pinky. It's important you use your pinky here. And then these 2 fingers, you're on the 6th fret of the B string and the G string, your 2nd and 3rd. Looks like this, sounds like this. Very jazz standard chord. Then he's 2nd line of the verse, same thing, D minor, 9th. Then he's using, I think, this is another one. I wish I know him. I'm gonna call it a C7 with a B flat in the bass, or maybe it's a B6. I don't know. But here's how it's fingered. 2nd finger on the 6th fret of the low E string, 1st finger on the D and the G at the 5th fret. And then it goes right to a B major chord. So that's the 6th fret. And then all the way down here to a regular B chord. He's fingering it like this. 1st finger, 1st fret of the A string. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th on the 3rd fret of the D, G, and the B string, respectively. Then back to the F over G, to the G minor. And once again, he's using that 5th fret as a melody note, 5th fret to 3rd fret of the bottom string. And then once again to this chord. So, to an A7, this. Beautiful chords. And then adding the 1st finger up here for that F tone on an A. So that creates that, once again, that A with a sharp 5. That's the sharp 5 note. Great chords. Now, that leads us to this build-up section after the 2nd line of the 1st verse. Now this is very cool. He's using he's writing that bass note. So you could count this as 1 and. So he's playing this, what were we calling that? Our B6 chord. B flat 6. To our to our B flat major 7. So to our B major 7th. 1st fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret. Then to our F over G. When I'm plucking this, once again, bass note, and then these, I'm not playing that A string. To a G minor, or just barred. And then this, which is kind of like just an E chord, E triad. Call it an E, and then maybe a G sharp, I called this. But anyways, this is the chord. So here's your E. 4th fret on the G sharp note on the E string. E on the D string, 2nd fret. And then the B, which is 4th fret of the G, and then 5th fret of the B string. And then these two fingers are going to move up a fret, adding tension, and that's the kind of undecided chord right there. I have it labeled later in the song. Hang on. Yeah, I think I called that you could call that maybe an E over G sharp or G sharp major 7th maybe. This one being a G sharp major 6. There's a 6. Suspended? I don't know. And then he goes back, and then to this. And once again, we could call that A7. Sorry. I'm not sure what to call this. Like I said before, I think you could call it almost a B flat major 7th flat 5 to an A7. So this is A string, 2nd fret on the D, 3rd fret of the G, 3rd fret of the D to an A7. Or this, I think he plays it like this. And then I add the 1st finger on the 1st fret to that A7 for the sharp 5 sound. And that's pre-chorus, I guess we could call it. So I'll play that part again after the 2nd verse. So where does that come in? Oh yeah, to this where it's pumping the bass note. And then it's the chorus. So it's over D minor chord. It's a standard issue D minor, but with this little melody thing going on, it's off, then on, then off. Now it's important to make this like this. It's just the way it's got to be done. Pinky on the 3rd fret of the bottom string, 3rd fret of the B string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the G. Now what comes next is the reason why is because it's going to this F, F7th 6th chord or 13th chord. I think it's a 6th chord because there is no 7th. I think that D string is ringing, so he's not barring this, he's just putting that down there. Once again, it's hard to tell. I'm not hearing that, I'm hearing this. But it very well could be that, I don't know. Throw any suggestions you hear on the comment section. So this chord, the F, 6th. After that comes the G minor suspended. That's your 1st finger barred across the 3rd. 3rd finger here on the 5th of the A string, pinky on the 5th of the G string. And then take that pinky off. So and then to this chord, this is very interesting. He's going to move this down a string, creating, in my opinion, it's technically a C. You could call it the C with the G in the bass. Beautiful chord, suspended, C suspended. major 7th, first finger, first fret of the low E string, your 3rd and 4th on the 2nd fret of the D and the G, your 2nd finger on the first fret of the B string. And he's hitting that bass note again. And I think he's playing 3 strings down here. And then so 1 and 2 and now here's a really cool little progression. This is another confusing chord to name. It is what it is. It's your first finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the bottom string, the E string, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. It's like a passing chord leading up to back again to that A sharp 5 chord. So the F major 7th. I think I called it a B, no, not B flat major. Yeah, a couple ways to think about this. Maybe it's a B minor 6th. Or you could think of it too as a G. You can think of it as a G G major 7th with it being the bass. So technically it would be this chord, but no G in the bass, a B flat in the bass. I don't know. And then to the A, which would make sense in some sort of landscape. F, G, A, maybe he's doing that, so. And then we're back to the beginning of that progression. It's D minor. So it's a D minor to a C major 7th. So it's like an A minor with a C in the bass, but really I think it's a C major 7th. Oh, sorry, 6. C6, my apologies. And the interesting here is that once again he's going to hit the chord and then hit the bass. So, or keeps the bass line going. Great player. Then to that major 7th with an F in the bass. So strumming that. So it's an F. It's the major 7th chord, the B flat major 7th chord, but he's using that bass note. And I think he's fingering it in such a way where he's deadening that A string. Then he's gonna move it down. So watch this. So that F, then to this chord, which is, I guess you could call it an A 7 suspended, and then down to A string. First finger over this, 2nd fret of the D and the G, and 3rd fret of the E string. So I'll play what we have on the D starting from the chorus. Sorry. Second time around. here's something I didn't say this earlier, but he's gonna play the F major 7th like that. He's plucking the bass note and then the D, G, and B. Then he's gonna come back. Instead, you would think he'd hit that bass note, but he doesn't. It's beautiful. He hits the D string. Then to an F major 6th chord, I guess we could call it, which is your F, and then hit the bass note again. And then here's I think I'm calling that an E7 flat 5 chord, which is your open E string, G, B, and D, which is your 1st fret on the G string, 3rd fret of the B string, 1st fret of the E string. Beautiful chord. And then the bass note changes to an A string, and then open G, 2nd fret of the B, open E. So I'll play that last measure of the chorus. So it's the F major 7th, D string bass, and then back to the beginning of the next verse. All right, we'll take it that far, and then we'll revisit more of it later. All right, take care.